Now, again, all right, the annoying part here is that there's going to be some decimals, there's going to be some fractions, all right? And I just want to review with you all of that arithmetic as well, all right? So everybody needs to write down question number 1. And does anybody remember how to solve number 1? Okay, so this is technically just means 1.3 times C equals negative 65. What do we do?
You divide.
Yes, exactly. All right, we're working backwards. To undo multiplication, we have to do what? We divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.3. Divide both sides by 1.3. Now here's where we're not using a calculator. All right, I don't want you using a calculator. We're going to practice today without it. All right. So in this case, the 1.3's cancel. So bigger with that.
Yeah.
And so we're left with C is equal to. Now, the decimal is a problem. All right, if you recall, you're supposed to move the decimal over 1. When you move the decimal over 1 here, you get what?
650.
That's right. 650. So this is equivalent to 650 divided by 13. Everybody okay with that? And so what's 65 divided by 13? Then at 5, right? Is everybody good? All right. So now let's look at this just to make sure. 65 divided by 13 is 5. But we still have what? Right. So we say it's 50. We say it's 50. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. I didn't even see that. That's exactly correct. Thank you. All right. So there's the negative up there. Very good. So your answer is, in fact, negative 50. All right, it is negative 50. That's why I forgot it. I didn't put it over there. So thank you. Please be very careful with the positives and negatives. All right. To undo multiplication, we do what? To undo division, we do
Multiplication.
undo addition, subtraction. What about a fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. All right, so I feel pretty good about this. All right, so now let's grab question number 2. And like I said, we're concentrating on the arithmetic without a calculator. All right? So now, everybody look up for number 2. All right? What do I have to do for number 2? Divide by? Divide by negative 7. Perfect. All right, so we're going to divide each side by negative 7. Divide by negative 7. All right, now this is out. So now we just always write the variable first. So m is equal to. Now negative divided by negative is always a positive. So the question is, we know that 7 goes into 42, correct? How many times? 6. We just have to make sure we get the decimal in the right spot. Do we have to move the decimal for this one? No. Do you agree with that? So it's just going to say what? It's going to say 0.6. All right, the answer is going to be 0.6. But let's say for whatever reason, let's say you weren't 100% sure about that. I want you to write this on your paper. 4.2 over 7. Believe it or not, you can still move the decimal over one spot. When you move it over one spot, it would become what? 42 over
Negative 7.
over 70. 42 over 70. Well, because look, very good question. And so again, I'm really happy we're doing this because I want your arithmetic to be really good. What I'm technically doing is I'm multiplying by 10 over 10. And when I multiply by 10, the decimal just moves over what?
1.
You with me? And this decimal right here would move over 1. That's why it became 70.
Would it be negative 70 or?
No, because both of them are negative. Negative
okay.
divided by negative. All right. Now I want to reduce these by 7, so that becomes 6 over 10. All right, and 6 over 10 is the same as 0.6. All right. Now Carter, listen. I need you to get focused here. All right. That water bottle seems to be a distraction right now. All right. Is everybody okay with number 2? Now, the other most important thing here, listen to me, guys. If for some reason you don't understand the arithmetic, Joseph, you remember, I need you to tell me right away. If you don't know something, don't sit there. All right, because no one cares. All right, if you don't see something, you got to let me know. All right, this is super important for next year. All right, now let's grab number 3. All right, let's take a good look at number 3, and hopefully you'll be fine. What am I dividing by here?
9.6.
Yes, by what?
0.8.
Yes, we're dividing. So I want you to write the equation. I know some of you are already understanding this, but don't be lazy right now. 0.8. I'll let you be lazy later.
Why is it 0.8?
Because remember, you're always dividing by the number in front of the variable. The 0.8 is in front of the variable. Do you hear me? Now, what happens to the 0.8s? They cancel. So you're trying to isolate the variable. That's what your objective is. Bless you. You're trying to isolate. Yes, I'm listening.
How come in the first one you use the Oh wait,
We did it in both of them. I showed you how to in both of them. So let's just look at this one now, and you tell me, okay? So do you see how these are both 9.6 and 0.8? There's a decimal. So again, remember what I'm trying to tell you. I'm moving the decimal both one spot. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm technically multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by what? 10 over 10. Do you hear me on this? So now it just becomes what? 96 divided by 8. So P is equal to, how many times does 8 go into 9? 8 goes into 9. I'm just asking you, how many times does 8 go into 9?
Once.
Once. 8 goes into 9 once. All right, with 1 left over. So I put a 1 right here. Now you say 8 goes into 16 what?
Twice.
Twice. So yes, you're correct. But remember what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get you to answer my question because I'm trying to review the arithmetic with everybody. All right? Again, if you're not sure about the arithmetic, now's the time. Now is the time. All right, to fix any little thing that you're not sure about. So speak up, please. Now's your time. Last chance before I just expect you to know it all. What?
I'm not entirely sure, but is it really just dividing?
What do you mean?
Like, it seems like the whole purpose, like just dividing 96 divided by 8.
Yeah, but remember, it's here. That's a pretty good question. What you're really doing is you're taking 9.6 and you're dividing it by 0.8. Now, when you're dividing by 0.8, that just means you're dividing up into groups of 0.8. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right? So, division, to make it easier on you, we say just get rid of the decimals. The reason you're allowed to do that is because 10 over 10 is still what? 1. When you multiply by 1, it's the same thing. All right? I remember arguing with my math teacher about 9.6 divided by 0.8 is not the same as 96 divided by 8 because what? They're different numbers. Right? 9.6 divided by 0.8 is not the same as 96 divided by 8. But it's the same answer, though. Here, listen. Let me say that again. Listen to me now. 9.6 divided by 0.8 is not the same as 96 divided by 8. But the answer is what? The same. If I were to, on my calculator, do 96 divided by 8, it would tell me it's what? 12. If I did 9.6 divided by 0.8, it would tell me it's what? 12. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So definitely, 9.6 divided by 0.8 gives me the same answer. And that's what I remember arguing with them about. But it's not the same numbers. 9.6 is not the same as 96.
Yeah.
All right. So again, here we go. Let's check out number 4. All right, so here we go. Everybody can write down 4, 5, and 6 now. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Now, we just talked about this a second ago. All right. Now, I also want everybody to realize that 1/12 n is the same as n divided by 12. Everybody see that? Everybody understand me? So how do I get rid of division? It's all right. Come on. That's what I'm saying. Think before you speak. To get rid of division, we multiply. So I want everybody to put a times 12 and a times 12. And n is equal to, and I'm hoping everybody here can tell me, well, 12 times 12 is just what? 144. All right, if you don't know that, you need to practice. 12 times 12, 144. All right, now on this problem right over here, I would like everybody to rewrite number 5 as -1/2 t equals 18. Does everybody understand that's the same thing, right? Come on now. Stay with me, guys. Now, a few minutes ago I said to solve a fraction we can by the,
reciprocal.
yeah, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So what's the reciprocal of -1/2? -2/1. Does it matter really where the negative goes? No. All right, does it really matter that we do 2/1? No. Because the dividing by 1 is still going to stay the same. All right, so I'll multiply this by -2/1. Now, again, the reason why we do that is because what happens here? They do what to each other? They cancel. So I'm left with t is equal to -36. You agree? 18 times 2 divided by 1, -36. Everybody happy with that? Yes.
Isn't 2 1 negative just negative?
Yes, right. We don't even have to do that. You're 100% correct. Right? I don't even have to put that there because dividing by 1 is the same. All right? Let's check out number 6 now, guys. So what do I do here? Divide by, yep, let's divide by 0.6. Divide by 0.6. Now, 1.8 divided by 0.6 is the same as what?
18 divided by,
Thank you. 18 divided by 6.
and that would be a 3.
And everybody knows that's 3.
Yeah, so 18.
All right? So remember now, what I'm trying to get you to do is I'm trying to get you to write the original problem. All right? Not just tell me what the answer is. I really don't care what the answer is. You're learning a process. All right? I need to teach you the basics, and then we can do more complicated stuff. Right now, you have to be good at the basics. All right, now let's find 7, 8, 9. All right, here we go. So everybody look at 7, 8, and 9. Now again, does everybody see, I don't like it when the variable's on the wrong side, right? So I prefer that you write 0.4j is equal to -3.4. Everybody see that? And so now what do I have to do to both sides? Divide by what? Divide by 0.4. Divide by 0.4. So j is equal to, now I want everybody to write -3.4 divided by 0.4. Because as we become more advanced, we really don't do decimals anymore. We always do what? Fractions. So we're going to try to keep writing things as fractions. Everybody hear me? We're not really going to write decimals. We're going to write fractions. So how do I simplify this then? That becomes negative what? -34/4. And now you should reduce that fraction. That's all. And what number goes into both of them? 2. Thank you. All right. So 2 goes into 34 how many times? 17. Very good. 17, right? So we would say -17. So we're going to divide this by 2, divide this by 2.
So it's -17/2.
Yes, -17/2.
So you always divide by the number that has the variable?
Yes,
Okay.
always divide by the number that has the variable. Couldn't have said it better myself. You good?
Exactly.
All right. Let's take a look at 8. Now 8 again is a fraction. All right. So 8 is a fraction. All right. So what I want to do now is how do I get rid of a fraction again?
Multiply
Multiply by the,
Reciprocal.
right, so what's the reciprocal? What type of, yes, negative 4 over 3. Does it matter where the negative goes?
No.
No. So over here, I want everybody to write down negative 4 over 3. Now look, I'm going to collect this tomorrow because it's important that I see that you're understanding my fractions. All right, understanding how to handle the fractions. All right, this is what I want to see on your paper. I don't care about the answer. You hear me?
Yep.
I don't care about the answer. All right, now what happens here to, so now we write k is equal to. Now, is there anything I can reduce here on these two fractions? Anything I can reduce?
Yeah. No, 3 and 3.
No, they're on the same line. They have to be opposite.
Right. You can't reduce because they have to be, in order to reduce, one has to be in the numerator and the other has to be in the denominator. So then this we just say is negative 8/9. Come on, good for you. How do I get? Because I did 2 times negative 4 and 3 times 3. Okay, so that's a perfect question, guys. I want you to tell me if you're not sure about something. Joseph, you're telling me you're so far perfect, right? Okay, here we go. Now again, for number 9, I don't like it written like that, so I want everybody to rewrite it as equals. There you go. So now we're doing a fraction. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So when I multiply by the reciprocal, I get?
5.
Good. Is everybody happy with that reciprocal? And then the first one will always cross out. So now m equals. Now I have a fraction. Now can something reduce? That is correct. The 25 and the 5. So we make the 5a, the 25a. Now you multiply straight across. So my answer is 1 over 15. Is everybody happy with that? All right, so I'm pretty happy with you on that. I don't really care about the word problems right now. We'll come back and do all the word problems. So 10, 11. All right, now let's do 12, 13, 14 together. Should be a little bit better now. Remember, the thing I want you to do is if it's not written properly, write it properly. So what do I have to do here?
Now, 9 is divided by, 5.4 divided by.
That's correct. Dividing by what, though? What am I dividing both sides by?
9.
By 9. All right, now again, we're not using the calculator. All right.
26.
I don't think so. X is equal to. Now, what do I do with the decimal? Move it over once. 54 over 90. Come on, guys. 54 over 90. 54 over 90. Does that make sense? Right? Joseph, you with me? You got it, right? And then we reduce it by what?
2.
Say it. Come on, Thomas. Are you okay with this or not? Yeah. You could have just said what? 0.6. Right? And again, I'm just showing you how 54 over 90 I can reduce by 9, so it becomes 6 over 10. All right? And then that, if we want, can reduce to what? 3 over 5. So my answer could be 3 over 5. I could also say, some of you are smart enough to say what? 0.6. If you say 0.6, are you correct? Yes. As we become more advanced, we say fractions. But if you did it, if you can see the division, I'm totally fine with 0.6. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, right? I don't care as long as you have the right answer. But what's more important is that I can see your what? I'm seeing your work here. All right, that's what's important. Diesel, you're all right back there, right? Good for you, Joseph. Thank you. All right, tell me what to do for 13. Yeah, but it's a decimal, don't forget, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm dividing by 0.5, dividing by 0.5. Now listen, negative 12 is almost correct. Now what I'm showing you now, please look, make sure you're seeing me. See this decimal down here, right? What did I have to do to that decimal? Yeah, and when I move it over 1, this becomes 600, right? So now instead of being negative 12, it's actually negative what?
100.
You see that? Because technically now it's 600 divided by 5. And 5 goes into 6, 1, with 1 left over. 5 goes into 2, 2, nothing. All right. Now, the other thing I want everybody to write down for number 13. Everybody's got to do this for me. Write 13b. All right, write 13b for me. Here's how I like to do it. Here's why I think fractions are better. Look up so I can prove to you fractions are better. All right, 0.5 is the same as what fraction? 1/2. So instead of doing that, how do I undo a fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1/2? 2, right? So if I multiply both sides by 2, multiply both sides by 2, S equals negative 120. Now I don't have to do any of the division. Does everybody see that? Right, that's why I like fractions better. Yes, I'm listening. All right, 14. All right. Let's rewrite it first. Negative 0.4 R equals 6.4. All right, what am I doing?
Negative 0.4 divided by negative 0.4, and those cross out. And then you do 6.4 divided by negative 0.4.
Right, so what does that simplify to?
Then you use the decimal. So do 4, or 64 divided by 4.
Yep.
And that's
Now, sometimes I tell kids divide by 2 twice. Dividing by 4 is the same as dividing by 2 twice. So 64 divided by 2 is 32, and then 32 divided by 2 is 16. Is it positive or negative?
it's negative.
Yes.
So I equals negative 16.
Everybody looking at that, okay? Everybody good? All right, let's grab 15, 16, 17. Uh-oh, hold on. 1 second, I'll answer your question. I'm going back. Let me just put this in here. Okay, what's the matter? Okay. All right, let's rewrite 15. Here we go.
So it would be 3y equals a negative 17.
Exactly.
And you would do 3 divided by 3.
Divide by 3.
And then negative 0.7. No, negative 7.2 divided by 3.
Now, again, to me, I think you guys are smart enough. If you want to deal with the decimals, I'm perfectly fine with that. Right?
You move the decimal over.
Okay, so I'm liking that.
So it would be negative 72 over 30.
I like what she just did. Okay, listen, guys. We don't like to do division. So if we don't like to do division, we just make it a fraction. Then we reduce the fraction. So what goes into 72 and 30 though? Yeah, they're both even. So if we didn't see that 6, we could say, let's try 2. So if I divide by 2, I get negative 36 over 15. Now I can do 3, right? So if I divide by 3, it's what? No, I don't think so. If I divide by 3, yeah, negative 12 over 5. So my answer is negative 12 over 5. If you did the decimal, it would have been negative 2.4. All right, but personally, I just like doing fractions. Yeah, I think the fraction makes it much easier. All right, let's take a look at 16 now. All right. Now for number 16, Justice, what do you think?
Alright, so
Yep.
you would divide it by 0.3.
Yes, I like that. Dividing by 0.3, dividing by 0.3, so x is equal to,
You would get negative 45 and then 30.
Perfect. Negative 45 over 3. Now, can you tell me how many times 45 or 3 goes into 45? So now watch me. 3 goes into 4 how many times? Once, with 1 left over. 3 goes into 15.
15.
There you go. So that's my answer. Negative 15. Come on. Put that cup down. All right. So doing all right, Joseph, back there? Chloe, you good? Girls up front? Not bad. All right, Thomas? All right. Here we go. Let's see what 17. All right, so I want to rewrite 17 as, did I skip 16? No.
No.
We're on 17. All right, so 0.3t equals 4.95. So I can divide both sides by what? 0.3. Now, how many places would I have to move the decimal this time? Twice. So let's make it, 495 over 30. Right? Now, what number goes into 30 and 495? Yeah, obviously 5. Okay, so let's practice our division here. I'm dividing by 5. The denominator is easy. What's 30 divided by 5? 6. Okay, now, come on now. Hear me out. I'm going, how many times does 5 go into 49? No, well, wait a minute. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you how many times does 5 go into 49?
9 times.
Let him do it, Bradley.
5 goes into 49. 9 times.
9. Okay. So now we say 9 times 5 is 45. So how much is left over?
4.
4. So I put a 4 in this corner, guys. And now I know I'm going 5 into 45 again, which goes what? 99 times. Now I'm still not done because what goes into 99 and 6? 3. So that becomes, I'm dividing by 33 over 2. Is everybody okay with that? 33 over 2. I'm agreeing. I don't think it's that bad. All right? Now, let's just go ahead and do 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so let's write 18 correctly. Negative 6g equals negative 8.4. Ian, what do I have to do?
So you do 26 or just 6?
Divide by what?
Okay, so it's negative
Divide by.
-6.
Yeah, come on, man. You're making it seem like you're not paying attention. You with me on this or not?
Yes.
Okay, so now those cross out.
Then you do 8.4 divided by 6.
Right? So I'm going to go ask you to do what to the decimals?
Move it to the right.
So it's going to be 84 over.
60.
Good. Now, is it okay to cross out the two negatives?
Yeah.
Yeah, because negative divided by negative is a positive. Now, what number can I divide by easily here?
2.
2. So the numerator is?
Numerator is 42.
Good. And the denominator would be what?
30.
Right. Now what goes into 42 and 30?
6.
Good. So it's what?
7 over 5.
Beautiful. 7 over 5. Are we okay with that? No. Everybody feeling pretty good about this?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I think what I want to do is, what time does the bell ring?
25.
So we have 6 minutes. Okay, what I want to do now is I need to jump to 29 to 31. All right? I want everybody to jump down, make a space for 29 to 31. All right? All right, now this is a problem. Okay, so Bradley, what do I have to do on 29? Hey, and I want everybody to listen.
-5, 2, and then you get 3, and then
3 what?
negative.
No.
3p.
3p. So I want everybody to stop talking. 3p equals negative 12. So now the only thing different on these problems is I have to do what? What do we call that step? Which some of you guys forgot. You combine
By
by terms. So 5p minus 2p was what? 3p. Now what do I do to both sides? Divide by 3. All right? We're dividing by 3. So cross out the 3's. So p is equal to what? Negative 4. All right? Yep, I'm going to. Here's 30. All right? Now, again, we're combining terms. So 4x plus 3x, everybody should write down as what? So I want you to write 7x equals 42. And now what? Yeah, divide by 7. So x equals 6. Everybody okay with that? Yep. All right, last one. Uh-oh, 31. Yeah, we're going to multiply. So that just becomes negative 12y equals 144.
Divided by 12.
Divide by negative 12. Thank you, Chloe.
Negative 12.
So y equals
Negative 12.
negative 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We actually use like 12
Are we going to do what?
use 12 probably like 6 times 12.
No, they're just asking for what would y be. You hear me? That's all they're asking. What would y be? Okay, so now I'm going to pass out the test. But your job now is to try to finish up through 40. But listen, I don't care about the word problems. Okay? So you have 19, 20, or I'm sorry, you have 19 through 26, and then 32 through 40. That's not that much. Well, you're just finishing up. So if you want, you can put on your paper 19 through 26 you got to finish, and then 32 through 40. Yeah, get busy right now. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now.